Is it on?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Godzilla Gorilla Grandpa here. Sunday morning. It's my day off. So, I decided not to do an app today. But my son-in-law left me a text message that said that there wasn't one joke in the last Godzilla Gorilla Grandpa Teaches Monkey Butt New Tricks, which was the one called technology, about technology, and really there's 43 jokes in the thing. But he didn't find one, so I thought maybe I'd make a special one for Father's Day for my son-in-law and say it slower, or he could either watch it 20 times. So for you guys that can keep up with this, I'm just going to do it normal. But Brian, I can't say Brian, I can't say his name because my grandson's mother is so upset with me. She says stop saying my name, and also she calls me every day saying, Dad, I can't believe how inappropriate you are. You are so inappropriate. And I'm like, I don't know why you think I'm inappropriate. She said, no, you are completely inappropriate. So I started thinking about that. So I say, okay, well, Brian, my son-in-law, her husband, he's as handsome as they get guy. I mean, yeah, he's great. He's super nice. I love him. That's why I'm doing this for Father's Day, because he has taught Monkey Butt more, maybe, I don't even know. But anyway, I say he's an unbelievable father and great husband to my daughter, which is really important. But he's a little slow. God, worked extra hard on his looks, I guess. And left him a little short upstairs. And Linnea might think me, and we'll go back. So I won't say I told Linnea I'm not going to say her name anymore, so we're not going to do that anymore. So I'm just going to say my daughter, you're so important. I was thinking about that. I was like, no, I am a little inappropriate, maybe. Sometimes. But it's like an itch in my brain. Anyway, I think, so I started to say, well, how can I explain this to her about that there is degrees of inappropriate. So I figured, okay, I know. I think that I'm kind of inappropriate, like bestiality. Yeah, bestiality is like me. Like Godzilla Gorilla Grandpa, it's a little inappropriate. And you say, well, bestiality is really inappropriate. I say, no. I say, yeah, well, since the days of Mesopotamia and Babylonia, it was so bad when they decided to make the first civilizations that they had to make a law about it. And in the law, and the people that are making the laws, which are the most civilized, smartest people in the whole civilization, they came up with some of them 200, some of them 300 laws. I find it really interesting how they're in the room with the smartest guys, figuring, okay, what do you think we should say? Well, how about bestiality? No, they wouldn't call me. How about this? How about everybody's fucking all the cows and the sheep and all the horses, and that's kind of inappropriate. That's kind of inappropriate. I agree, it is kind of inappropriate. Well, we should make a law that says that if you fuck your animals, then you should give 2 minia to the government every time you fuck your animal. And like everybody say, everybody agreement with that right there. Okay. Everybody right there. Except for George. George, we got 11 yays and 1 undecided. Why didn't you raise your hand, George? Well, I was thinking. I do think it's inappropriate to fuck the sheep and the cow, but the horses. What about the horses? They've been our best friend for a long time, and I really like my horse. And the head guy says, yeah, I can relate to that. Okay, let's do another vote. How about this? It's okay to fuck your horse, but it's not okay to fuck the sheep and the cow. Everybody say for that? Say, oh, so we got 10 yays and 1 nay. So we'll pass that law. You can fuck your horse, but you can't fuck the sheep and the cows. Okay. So that's it. But we'll go on to now. So that was back in the day of barbarians and shit. So I want to see how it is now with our law. So I Googled it. And I found that this, to me, is inappropriate. The lawmakers of our country, 1/3 of all the states in the United States have no law against what's called copulation with animal or indecent act with an animal. Is, in other words, there is no law about fucking your dog, your cat, your sheep, your horses. You can go ahead, go at it. There's no law. Go for it. It's against the law to smoke pot in those states, but you cannot. But you can go ahead and fuck all of your pets and your animals. Then there's 1/3 of the states say it's a misdemeanor to do that. So they equivalent that act as equal to speeding. So you get a ticket like a speeding ticket. And then there's 1/3 of the state, with Rhode Island being the heaviest against, where you could get up to 20 years, a felony, you can get up to 20 years in prison. Well, that distinction and a great difference in the guidelines of our United States, quote unquote, United States is to me inappropriate, for one. So I found out my daughter, I can't say her. My daughter lives in Arkansas. So in Arkansas, it is no law about fucking the domestic animals if they are in coercion with you. In other words, if they are not against it. I don't know who came up with that part, but okay, so if they consider it not being a sexual abuse situation if you could coerce your Bruno to lick your balls. But if you go 20 miles across the border, you could go to prison for 10 years if Bruno licks your balls. Oh my gosh, so I was thinking about that. I was like, so what happens there in Arkansas is that you get tired of your wife and Bruno's blowjobs aren't working for you anymore. And so you're like, well, you kind of notice that every time you drive by Farmer Joe's fucking farm, you're seeing Daisy, his cow, in a different light. And you're like, well, Daisy sure was looking good this morning. So that night you go to bed, but you can't sleep because Daisy's on your mind. All right. So you get up and you want to go see what's up. So you Google bestiality in your state, and you find that you were okay with Bruno, but if you go rape Daisy, then you're gonna have to pay. It's a misdemeanor. You're gonna have to pay a fine, up to $150. Like, you think about it, you're like, well, it's 3 in the morning. My wife doesn't get up to 6. If I race down to Farmer Joe's farm and give it to Daisy and race back, I could probably be back in time before my wife wakes up. And if I get caught, what's $150? I'm so horny. I really want Daisy back. So he races down and he pounding Daisy. And Daisy starts mooing. And the cop comes and gives him a ticket. But it took a little bit more time, and I was like, oh no, so he's really behind schedule, wants to get home. But the main thing here is to get home before his wife finds out that he's doing this. So he races home. On the way home, he gets a speeding ticket. And so now he gets home. The story here is a kind of inappropriate part. The part is when he's reading the fine, he gets really pissed off. Now, I find this more, we'll say more inappropriate, that he looks and finds that he has to pay $15 more for speeding than he did for fucking Daisy. Okay. So it goes on though and gets worse, and now we go to the next level of inappropriate. I think this is very inappropriate. This here, where I forget the guy's name, but if you Google, you'll find this guy got upset in his state that they passed laws that you couldn't let Bruno lick your balls anymore. So he petitioned the courts and stuff and made it so that in his state at least, if you and Bruno let's not say fornicating, but having foreplay, as long as Bruno is okay with it, then it's okay. Go have at it. It's not the fact that you and Bruno are jerking each other off. That really is the very inappropriate part of this, is the fact that the government said it's okay. But you have to pay $50 again if you have sex with a animal. And the other part says that now you can go ahead and you can fuck your animals, but if someone finds you in the back of your farm or back of your yard fucking your animals, and they get you on their phone and they tape it, that person that's taping you doing this, you're okay with doing that, but they're like, you know what Jim Bob's doing today? He's out fucking his sheep and his cow. Well, you should go get him on tape. So they tape it and get him on tape, and they turn it into the cops. Guess what? They go to prison for 10 years for taping fucking Jim Bob. Jim Bob doesn't even get a ticket. They don't even talk to Jim Bob. It's okay, Jim Bob, go ahead, go at it. But they get fucking put in prison. That is very inappropriate, I believe. But to take that one step further, I think it is super inappropriate to that. Let me see here. I got this is kind of super inappropriate that Jim Bob's poodles are licking his dick simultaneously while Wilbur fucks him in his ass and he pets Bruno's balls. And it's not the act that I find very inappropriate. It's the fact that because it's sensual, in 17 states say go for it, and the other third say it's a misdemeanor, while the same states say it's against the law to smoke pot and will put you in jail for a year to 10 years for being arrested with marijuana. That is very fucking inappropriate to me. Okay, cut.